August? Really? Are we really picking out books for August? Welcome, I'm so glad you're here. We are going to pick out books for August. I find that amazing. I know, everybody says it, but that feels like we're getting at the end of the year. It's pre-end of the year. So I have a few things to go over first. I have minor, tiny little notes. July was a great reading month. I still have more than a week. I spent a lot of time doing long-term projects that I kind of didn't get my physical TBR done very much at all, really. So, but like I said, I do have I'm a little bit more than a week. I'm hoping that I'll get at least 3 of those done, and I did a couple others. I love these videos. They're my favorite to watch. They're fun to do. But honestly, for me, I don't even know why I'm bothering to pick out a TBR because I don't seem to be reading it. I'm working on it, and I'm going to try really hard to read all of my books that we pick out together in August. Yeah, I said all of them. I am going to do that. I'm going to be very busy in August, but that's going to be my goal, which makes me think that I should pick out 6 books instead of 8, but I'm going to pick out my usual 8 anyway. We'll go with that. So, like I said, I've been reading other books, really audio mostly. I have not been focusing, let me move this. I have not been focusing on my TBR books, which I really need to. It's actually the only thing that's kind of bothering me as far as making sure I meet my goals at the end of the year. Which is funny because all the books I picked out in July were actually from my TBR. I'm still working on them. Once again, that's going to be my primary focus. That said, I do have some audiobooks. I have really been trying to cut back on doing my audio books in that I'm not putting as many on hold. I'm not accepting as many at once because sometimes Libby lets you have 15 audiobooks. And I have had maxed out 15 checked out where I need to read them, listen to them. And I've had maxed out 15 on hold. That's too many. So I am nowhere near that right now. And I'm going to try and do it at a much more reasonable manner. I did read physically in July, and I had to force myself to sit down and do that, but I kind of really enjoyed that. So I'm going to kind of keep working on that momentum. I do have 3 audiobooks here, but I also have the physical books that I'm going to show you. The first one being Kin, which I know absolutely nothing about other than I really like the cover, and it's an Oprah book club pick, and everybody's reading it. There's 3 things I know about it. That's really it. I'm guessing it has something to do with family, not to be too snarky. It is also on my audiobooks, and it's due soon, so that'll be very early days in August. As is So Old, So Young. I don't know a lot about this, but I do know that it's about a group of friends, and I think that we're following them from when they're young to when they're old. I think that's true. I don't know that for sure. Also, on audio, due very soon. I recently saw somebody do an unhaul where they were getting rid of, I think, book 3 or 4 in this series. And what they said about that book sounded really interesting. I looked it up. And this is A Rip Through Time. It is a modern day detective. She's from May 2019. She gets sent back into time to May 20th, 1869. Scotland. So I'm sold right there on that. And again, this one is on audio, but I have a little bit more time. But it'll probably also be very early days. I already have a classic picked out. It's also for one of my longer term projects. If it comes up in my teacup, because we're going to use the teacup today, I will pick another one. I've been enjoying classics, and I have actually one that I've started right over there. So if I can officially pick it, that would be great. Speaking of my teacup, I don't want to say I updated it. I added a couple prompts in there. I had this one prompt that I really wanted to get, and I haven't drawn it yet. So I added 3 more of them in there and a couple of others. So I have about 25 plus or minus 25 prompts in there. So I still may not get it. But what this one is rolling the dice for a page count. It's an imperfect thing because I can't get 7s, 8s, or 9s on a dice, but I want to do that. I want to roll the dice just in my hands, and I will show you what the numbers are. I will pick a book with the pages based on that, what we roll. It'll make sense. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but let's get started. 8 books. I'm going to try and get adult, young adult, and my middle grade. I am, in all honesty, because I want to get through my books, if I can pick a shorter book, I'm going for it. Let's go with, I have one down at the bottom. I have it. Okay, my blue denim one. And it says, mostly blue on the cover. Okay, mostly blue on the cover is pretty easy. Okay, mostly blue on the cover. These are actually pretty much very blue. I kind of am really drawn to this one, Polly and Buster. It's about a witch and a monster, and they're not supposed to be friends, but these two are. Until one day when everything changes. It's a super quick, low-level reading. Got pictures and everything. I'm really drawn to this one. I don't know much about it, but it does have decent ratings. This one is also, I've shown it a couple of times, absolutely adorable. This should also be a super fast read, and it's Catherine Applegate, so it's going to be good. And then there's Wish Girl. I love this cover. I've had this for a really long time, but I think I kind of want to pick the newest one, which is really bad, right? But it should be really fast, and it's a series, so I can always try and continue. I'm going to do this. Why not? It's my thing. I'm going to pick this for mostly blue cover. It should be a quick read. I really want to make sure, I want to entice myself to read my own books. And if it takes reading simple, easy books, that's what we're going to do. Okay, pick number 2. We still haven't rolled the dice. Let's see if we can do that. There's a lot of prompts in here, and there's only, I think, 4 that are roll the dice. So if I don't pick it by the end, there we go, I have one. If I don't pick it by the end, then we'll just, for the last one, we'll do it that way. My striped paper. Oh yeah, I didn't show you. Oh, starts with the first letter of the month. Now we're picking for August. So, I mean, August A, that's easy. I honestly don't know what I have though. Okay, I found 3. This one's been on another one. This one's been on a couple of them. And that's Aristotle and Dante, which is the one I really should do. And I really want to. The problem is it takes a long time for the audiobook to come in. But I do have time. So I am kind of leaning towards that. A Thunderous Whisper. I don't know anything about it other than it's an romance. And I mean, look at those awards. That's really saying something. Hopefully you can see that. This is from the book fair. It's called A Thunderous Whisper. It's Cristina Diaz Gonzalez. And it's Spain's Civil War, which I know nothing about. Not something I've ever read about. I kind of am drawn to this, but it's kind of lacking behind my third one, which is a classic, A Little Princess, which I don't really know anything about either, but it's Frances Hodgson Burnett. I would listen to it. I'm pretty sure I can get, it was Sammy's book. So I'm really torn between Aristotle and Dante, which I've wanted to read forever, and A Little Princess, which I've wanted to read forever. I really don't know what I want to do. I'm going to do a first line. It's not something I normally do, but I'm going to read the first line and see which one appeals to me more. Ooh, do I count the forward? Okay. Once upon a time when I was 7 or 8 or 9 years old and lived on a ranch in Colorado, I knew a magic trick. I could live in 2 worlds at once. Okay. I like that. That was 2 sentences. Aristotle and Dante. All right, I'm going to do chapter 1. One summer night, I fell asleep hoping the world would be different when I woke. In the morning, when I opened my eyes, the world was the same. You know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave this tab in here. This one was for a book with the longest title. Yes, this is definitely the longest title. So I'm going to leave this in here. This is a book that starts with A for August. So that's going to go in there, which is good. We have a young adult novel. I just saw Absolutely Truly, which I have sitting right here, but that's all right. I'm good with Aristotle. Sorry if you can hear all that leaf blowing. Just as I was getting ready to do this, I think 3 different neighbors started leaf blowing. All right, book number 3. I'm actually kind of really excited already. I'm happy with the selection. Aristotle and Dante won't be a quick, easy read or anything, but it's something I've been looking forward to. I have this one with the plane. There we go. The planes I thought were good for summer because of travel. A book I've been putting off. Well, that would fit for Aristotle and Dante in a way. A book I've been putting off. A book I have been putting off. Honestly, a book I've been putting off is Whisperwicks. The Labyrinth of Lost and Found. I've started it twice, I got at least 25, maybe a third of the way in. I need to finish this. I need to start over, start at the beginning. So I'm not even going to look around. The whole title is The Whisper Wicks, The Labyrinth of Lost and Found. There we go. That's another middle grade. 3 books down, 5 to go. I'm going to spill. Let me hold it up I keep holding it this way and you can't see, but that's okay. Learn from mistakes. I have one. Oh, and it's my green. I have a whole bunch of these in here and I haven't picked one. They're kind of like little green leaf on a green background. So I think it's this way. I don't know what it says. 2 or more people on the cover. I have a lot of those. Okay, I'm sure I have a ton, but I picked 2, but one of them's kind of already picked for me. Wish Girl, which I had earlier, has the 2 kids on the front. I'm still very interested in it. But then I saw Jennifer Holmes Outside, kind of a dystopian. I do really like a dystopian. It's these kids that have been living inside and now they're going to go outside. So that's really the one I'm going to pick. I'm not even going to try and pretend. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's the one. That's 4 books, 3 of which are middle grade. But then again, I really want to pick books that I seriously want to read, that'll be quick, that'll really entice me to sit down and read and get through my physical TBR. So, I'm doing it again. Number 5, I have one on the bottom. Oh, the polka dot one. I like the polka dots. May have mentioned that once or twice. Because I just need that encouragement to go through my books, and I think if I can have a really good month, then I won't feel panicked is a little bit strong of a word, but a little bit. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure what that says, but I think it says one word title, because I think I saw, one word title. One word title is easy. I'm going to go with another young adult. Book 2 in the Wake series. Super short. I really enjoyed the first one. I'm not even going to look around. Okay, young adult. Number 6. I'm going to stir these up a little. Stirring, stirring, stirring. I really want to get one of my dice ones. Another polka dot. I know this is not a dice one because this was in there already. And, this way, let me see. I saw a 3, so I don't know what that says. 3-word title. Oh, that's funny. 1-word title to 3-word title. Okay, it took me a little while. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't find that many, but I did find some good ones. But I'm kind of torn between 2 of them already. Local Woman Missing, 3 words. It's adult. It would be a thriller. It would be nice, have something different. But One Last Stop is one of my new books. It's a little bit bigger, but I kind of really want to read this. But The Great Unexpected is a nice, quick, short read. It's one of the books I said I wouldn't show you again. It's also got 3 kids on the cover. And then while I was up there, I found a book that started with an A that I would have picked, and I wouldn't have picked anything else, and now I'm kind of heartbroken, but maybe I will read it anyway. So, I'm really torn. I want to read all 3 of these. I think One Last Stop is one of my newest ones, so maybe not that one. Oh, I dropped one. Let's make that the next one. I already have a lot of middle grade, so maybe not this one. So that leaves Local Woman Missing. I'm good with that. I think it'll be a nice mix of stories. Okay, I did drop one. I dropped one on the floor. Didn't notice it, so I'm going to pick this one. It's a different color. I think it says roll the dice. Does that feel like a cheat? I'm sorry if it does. I didn't know. It's not one I wrote today. Roll the dice and find a book with that number of pages. Let's see if this works. Hold it up. I'm going to lay it flat. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't turn. It's a 2, a 3, and a 4. 2, a 3, and a 4. How I'm going to do this, it can be a 234-page-ish. I'm not going to be that picky. But it can be a 342-page book, or it can be a 400-page book. And I'm going to look. 430 or 20-something pages. So that's what we're going for. 450. The one I really wanted was 450 pages. So hopefully I can use it another time. We're going to stick with this. I'm going to put it upright. I can still do like a 200-page book. I think I found the perfect book. Okay, it's a 340 something page book. So slightly more than 342. So, but same numbers, different order. So what is it? It's one of my new ones, and I'm actually very excited to read it. Field Guide for the Formerly Villainous. I don't know much about it. It's one of my brand new ones, and it fits the numbers perfectly. So I think we're going to go for this. We have 7 books. 2 are adult, 2 are young adult, 3 are middle grade. That's very good. It's a good selection. I'm very excited. How did I get twisted sideways? I don't know why I'm sideways. All right. So does that number thing make sense to you? I hope I get another one because it's kind of fun. Oh, and this potentially could be the same thing. Oh no, another one-word title. Let's finish the series. Why not? I'm going to make it quick and easy. So let's recap. I'm really happy with this TBR. This is going to be kind of fun. My audiobooks, A Rip Through Time, is a time-traveling detective that goes to Scotland. Anything that's set in Scotland or Ireland, I'm sold almost automatically. Time travel? Sure. Murder mystery? Absolutely. Put them all together? Perfection. Hopefully perfection. So Old and So Young will be done pretty quickly, as will Kin. I honestly know nothing. I don't know that I've heard anybody describe what this is about. Seriously, I don't think so. Absolutely love the cover. That's all I have to go on. So Old So Young is it's groups of people, and it just sounds good. I like that kind of dynamic, the character driven, all that kind of, I'm just really, really curious. Middle grade. One of my newer ones is Outside. Her name is Razzie. Razzie has always been told, don't go outside. It isn't safe. People live in like an underground cavern kind of thing. I don't know if it's post-apocalyptic or whatever, but one day she sees this opening and she goes outside. So I'm just really curious. I love a dystopian kind of thing, and I'm guessing that that's what it is. I don't really know much more than that, and I may be completely wrong. The Whisperwicks, Labyrinth of Lost and Found. So what I do remember about reading it, it started off with a boy. There's a crack in the wall, and there's a voice coming through, and it's kind of controlling him. And he leaves and does something. And then we have many chapters with the boy Benjamin Creek. He lives with his parents and his grandmother in a bookstore. They own a bookstore. They live upstairs. The bookstore's downstairs, like an old Victorian house. The parents are away because they're working on their marriage, so it's just him and grandma. He opens a door, and it opens up into another world. The other world has weird magic, and I don't really remember. But anyway, I remember being really impressed with the world building in this and how I kept thinking about it, and yet I didn't continue reading it. So really looking forward to that. Polly and Buster, this just looks cute. And it's a series, so if I can find the other ones, I don't think my library carries these. I bought this from the used bookstore, and it just looks adorable. And like I said, it's in a world where witches can never be friends with monsters. Polly and Buster have managed to keep their friendship a secret until one day when everything changes. I'm like, oh, that sounds really cute. So I'm really looking forward to that, and it's new to me. Young adult. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. Don't really know anything about it other than it's well known, well loved, and it's an MM romance. That's enough for me. Got all those awards. Fade and Gone are books 2 and 3 of the Wake trilogy. In Wake, it's, what was her name? Janie, ever since she was 8 years old, if somebody falls asleep near her and they start dreaming, she kind of lives their dream. She is in their dreams. They can see her. They don't usually remember that they can see her. She sees what their dreams are, and when they have to step off the curb, or if it's a spicy dream or whatever, she's just there watching whatever. And she doesn't like it. She can't do anything about it. When she gets older, she kind of learns to manipulate a little bit and help the person to ask for help. And then she also had a boyfriend, or a boy that was a friend that was becoming a boyfriend, somewhere along there. He has his own side story, like a 0.5. I think it's a 1.5. I'm not sure. Not interested in that one. So I'm going to continue on. She was 17, I think, when it ended. So I think they were about to start their senior year. I don't think they graduated yet. I don't quite remember. But Can't wait. And these will both be, and then I would be done with a series. Imagine that. Less interesting for you, very exciting for me. And short, and I really want to read them, which are all extra bonus plus points. Field Guide for the Formerly Villainous. It's a bunch of villains had been controlled by the big head honcho villain. They did a lot of villainy. Now they are free and they have gone off and are trying to live their lives, but they're kind of still being hunted down to pay for their crimes, even though they were forced to do it, the stuff that they did. So it kind of reminds me of Violet Thistlethwaite is not a villain anymore, which I really enjoyed. And I just love this book. I love the sprayed edges with the mushrooms. Really looking forward to this. And this will be something that I just sit down on the sofa and curl up and read that. And that'll be fun. Same with this, Local Woman Missing. I'm sure I can find it on audio, but I think I'm just going to try and sit and read it. I've never read a Kubica. Is that how you say it? Mary Kubica? I've never read a book by her before, so I know nothing about it other than it says Shelby Thibault is the first to go missing. Then Meredith Dickey and her 6-year-old daughter Delilah vanished just blocks away from where Shelby was last seen. That sounds good. So yeah, I can't wait. And that's my TBR for the month. All books from my own shelves, except for the 3 audio. Do you think I can do it? Can I read all, I guess that's 12 books, because I do have a classic too. 12 books, I do 12 books anyway. I can do this. Okay, I need encouragement from you, so please send me your well wishes and your you can do it kind of things. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.